This video is sponsored by Christoph Frey. For excellent poly horror games, check the link in the description below for some of his works. What's up, y'all? Boogie Knight here, and welcome back to another Let's Look At. Well, kind of. We'll get to that in a second. Tonight we're taking a look at a game called Force of Nature. This is a third-person, almost kind of top-down adventure game with survival elements, some strategy, and a lot of resource management. Kind of a world builder, for a lack of a better description. It is currently available on Steam, so if you'd like to see, link is in the description below. I actually found out about this game a few years ago through Splattercat, so shout out to Splat. I really enjoyed this. Now, here's why I'm saying it's kind of a let's look at, kind of not. So I got this game about 3-4 years ago. I've got about 12 hours invested in this game. It's just a really relaxing game, and I enjoyed it immensely. But I feel like this game is not getting a lot of exposure as it should. So this is not just to show off the gameplay, the mechanics, the world building, that kind of thing. It's also to kind of give you a tutorial and a 101 on what the game really is. Yeah, so with that being said, let's dive right in, shall we? This is Force of Nature. Well, okay. I'll get to that in a second. So, enter the name of the world, Skyfire. Yeah, we'll get general. Anyways, yeah, so before I continue, just to let you guys know, I did say I have quite a lot of hours invested in this game, but I got caught in a pretty nasty death loop about a few weeks ago, and just decided to say, you know what, screw it, my base camp is not looking as nice as it should be, so I deleted it. And now, here we are, starting anew, together. Let's do this. Also, while this game is being generated, just to let you guys know, I know that this is the first time in a year that I have not gotten a video up on time. I deeply apologize for that. Just long story short, as you know, work has been absolutely insane, and I really am sorry about that. And plus, just I feel a distinct lack of creativity. I know I have games that I promised Gilded Octopus and Purple Jam that I was going to play. I promise I will get to those eventually, but I do want to get this up just to kind of be a relaxing wind down together. And then when my creativity feels a lot stronger, then I promise I can devote more time, effort, and energy into those indie games. But let's talk about this game, Force of Nature. I love the music, too. And here is our main character. Where am I? What is this place? Well, you're about to find out the hard one, my friend. Right, so... okay, we'll get to that in a second. So, we're using the mouse and keyboard for everything. So we started as this guy just in his swim trunks. Now, there is an opportunity to customize what the character's like, mainly the hair, the body, and the pantalones. Just because I'm Germanic and my hair used to be blonde, not as blonde as this guy, I just figured let's just go full on Norwegian. So, let's go ahead and do that. So, as we look around, let's start off, we tap I for inventory, and this is kind of our big thing. So we have armor that we can use, amulets, other items, and from here we have the map, our crafting system, building, characteristics, quests, and the encyclopedia. If we hold down the spacebar item while we're looking around, it goes into still frame, where we can see all the items we have in front of us. So we're gonna, now if we tap Control, quest complete, gem, okay. Hang on, game, we're going to get to that in a second. If we hit Control, we'll automatically harvest everything that we already have in our nearest thing. Obviously, our stick is too far away. Actually, give me one quick sec. Audio is just a little bit on the loud side, so we're going to crank it down just a hair. Okay, now I think... there we go. Okay, volume is a lot better. Okay, so, wants to move. Now we tap the Alt key. It's going to automatically deconstruct various items, and we're going to get to that in a second. But we are just going to go and pick up that stuff. If we hold down space, though, we can go into still mode, and then we can click, but we got to be in a closer proximity to that. So the first thing we really should be doing is gathering pretty much everything in a close range. So splinters, we're going to get to that in a second, but they are very imperative towards getting things. Bananas, okay. Palm leaves, yes. Another splinter, okay, cool. Okay, so we have things like strawberries, and obviously we harvested wheat. So we're going to harvest these. I'm going to go into that in a minute. Doop-a-doop. Splinter, good. Alright, so as we go into our inventory, you see how we have different items, like a ruby chip, which we need, wheat seeds, which we'll be able to grow crops later on in the game as we go aft, wheat, of course, the same thing, sticks, splinters, bananas, strawberries. Now, looking at these various items, like we have bananas that heal up our stamina. So obviously at the bottom corner of the screen, we have our health system and our stamina system. Somebody is bothering me. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, that's not a bother at all. I'll get back to that. Okay, so health and stamina. Stamina, of course, is going to be governed about what we can do, like harvesting, fighting, gathering, mining, that kind of thing. So what I usually tend to do is when we get to our fast access, I'll do a little more. I'll keep an amount of items that regain our health so we don't die, and certain items that will regain our stamina. So, anyways. So let's go ahead and start by looking at our quest system because the game's continuing to. So first step's done, we grabbed the gem. Active quest, craft a rope. So this tells us we need to craft 1 rope to get to the next screen. And then we'll go to the crafting screen and we have these different options available. We'll get into that in a minute. If we tap the B button, we can do our building screen where we can construct different things like a bonfire, furnaces, anvils, hut of branches, chests, barrels, that kind of thing. The more we gather, the more we do, the more we're going to get stuff. Decorations, once again, this is just pretty much for just making things look nice and pretty. We have the option to move things around once they've been built, repair items, and destroy things. Now we go to the characteristics screen. This is where we level up. Now the leveling system in this game is not based upon experience points, it's based upon finishing quests. So once we build rope, we might get another quest. I don't forget, it's been a very long time since I've started at the beginning of this game. And then we level up each time. So if you think you're just going to spend the entire time fighting goblins and foxes and other wildlife, you're not going to level up that way. So then we have, once the mouse decides to work, quests. Okay, we're back to that. But when you do level up, we'll actually click next level. Level 2, we have to finish various items. So it has their inventory that we need and then craft certain things. So we still have more things we have to get done. But before we do anything else, let's just continue to explore our area, and we'll get into this stuff in a moment. You always start the game on the beach with this little clearing nearby. Now, there is a day and night cycle here. It just adds to the atmosphere. We've got coconuts. Hang on. Coconuts and more splinters. Brilliant. Oop. Oop. And the game does automatically save, usually between cycles. Alright. You can't sprint. You're stuck in this mindset. Or in this thing. And obviously, we'll get weapons and things later on, but let's just, once again, this is our central hub world. This is our clearing. This is where pretty much you will build stuff. Obviously, various things move around. We have rocks, we have shrooms, we have other wildlife, flora and fauna. Right now, I'm just going to pull as much out as possible, just so we can kind of form an area in order to start building stuff. It may look boring to y'all, but honestly, once again, I highly recommend this. If you just like... Ooh, another splinter, hang on. If you just want something that's fun and casual, but you're tired of various other games, like, say, Stardew Valley, this is not as, I guess, I wouldn't say labor-intensive per se, but it's not as... You can pretty much come and go as you please in this game. When I played Stardew Valley years ago, or even months ago at that, I felt like I had to invest a certain amount of time in the game, like, per day, just to kind of... you know, get up to snuff with things. This game you can play for an hour, you can play for a few minutes, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm actually going to start by putting the coconut in slot 5, because this is usually what gives, actually no, that's stamina. That goes into 7. I save 8 for sunflower seeds. We're going to put, though, the stamina, we're going to put strawberries into slot number 5. And then when we get more health-related things, we'll be able to put them into slot number 6. So let's go and move that over here. Boop. And done. Okay. Grab that. Harvest that. Shrooms. Please. Cough. Hey, now you're speaking my language. Another stick. Okay, and a palm leaf. Brilliant. Okay, so here we are. The first thing we need to do is build a bonfire. Now, you can build multiple bonfires. It doesn't matter where you go. But I kind of always, when I first started playing the game, I always put one right here at the entrance because this signal ship, I don't know. Flag went down. Damned if I know. But it just kind of became a thing because as we get further into the game, we'll be able to build more things, and I like to keep them close to the bonfire. So let's go ahead and go to our construction screen. Let's go ahead and build a rope. We need 2 palm leaves. We've got several of that. So let's just go ahead and go to select. When we need a splinter. Okay, that reminds me. So we have tools here. So tools will... Sometimes they're required for building certain things and crafting certain things. Sometimes they'll help move the process along. I will always try to have a tool in any kind of craft or build screen just to speed up the time. So we're going to go ahead and grab a splinter. Oop. Actually, no, we don't need that. We right-click the item. It'll take 1 out. So we can take 1 splinter, pop it over there, and then go to recipes. And we're actually going to build... Okay, we need rope first, so let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. Boom, boom. Select. We're going to do 2 ropes. We need multiple ones. Now, there we go with the progress. It's all automatic. We can do other things right now. Okay, good job. And then we're going to take all. Now, you don't have to stay on the screen when stuff gets built. You can keep moving around and whatnot. So now that we have a rope, we're going to go back to recipes, and we're going to do a stone knife. This can be used as a weapon, but also as a crafting tool. Yep, we need 1 of those. I'll probably build 2 later on. And speaking of weapons, I will keep in the top parts here, I will usually keep my tools for fighting, digging, and otherwise excavation. Ba-doop, ba-doop. There it goes there. Actually, let's build 1 more, and then we'll take the splinter out. And then we can put the splinter back in our inventory. And that way we can use this. Now, by putting the stone knife in the tool section, we will actually be able to craft things a lot faster. We'll move that there. We'll move that there. Now, this is also a good thing, too, because... There we go. Starting out, it's going to be pretty much... Another splinter. Brilliant. It's going to be pretty much like Ark, you know? A guy and his all together, punching a tree and kicking a tree. Use an axe or kick it, okay? Because we do need more palm branches. We're going to go and do this a little bit. Put the lime in the coconut. But actually, no, hang on. We got our knife now, so now we can probably harvest more palm branches because we need to have rope on a considerable bit. Okay, never mind then. Keep kicking it. Obviously, when we do certain things like punching and kicking or using a weapon, our stamina drops. Okay. We have enough, so let's go ahead and craft some more rope. And while we're doing this, here's our trailhead. We are going to construct, actually no, we're going to build a construction, and we're going to build our first bonfire. Now we need sticks, which we have plenty of, and we need a gem chip. Now obviously when we started the game we had a ruby chip, and we'll be able to get more glowing ember later on down the pike, but this is our first real thing. So once we click on this, we'll be able to show where we can put things, and it's lined up by the grid. Red obviously means no, green means good. If we want to rotate anything, we can actually hit the space bar. I just tend to do whatever direction wants to go. So we're going to go and just pop it right here ahead of us. And then you see the crate ahead of you. That means something's under construction. Once again, you don't have to wait for it to come around. Is there anything else over here? Okay, while we're doing this, we're going to go and take the rope. And we are... Okay, cool. So that's done. So now the bonfire has been built. So now we can get a new level that we've completed everything. So we're going to go over to the characteristics screen. It shows what our current level is. 1, damage. We don't have anything. We don't have any armor. Once again, we get armor by crafting things. So we're just going to go ahead and hit next level. It shows all the quests we have to do. So get a gem, first steps, craft a rope, craft a knife, make a bonfire. We got to get level. Hey! We have new quests. So now our damage hasn't changed at all, mainly because that's entirely weapon-based. But now we have new quests. Let's go there. Create a glowing ember, craft a digging stick, and more tools. Now this is when the game starts to hit the road. So first thing we want to do is when it goes to this kind of thing, when you have to use an item like, say, a anvil or a blast furnace or a tool chest or a crafting table or a bonfire, you have to tap the spacebar item and you have to click the bonfire. So now we're going to go to recipes. We got fried meat, which we don't have any of. Glowing ember. So we need sticks. So we have plenty of sticks. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 for the time being. So we're going to craft those. Once again, this might take a hot second. So while we're doing that, let's go to the craft screen. And we have other options available. We have a stone pick, a stone axe, and a digging stick. These will be the first things we need to do. So we're going to start with a digging stick. It just requires a stick. We're good. Boom, boom, good. Got plenty of splinters. That's good news for us. And then, now you can't craft multiple things at once. You have to wait for it to finish before doing anything else. We're going to go and take that, done, and we're going to put this in slot number 4. That's just for fast acting. Now we need a stone axe and then a stone pick. I always do the stone axe as soon as humanly possible because we can use that to cut down trees, we can use that in combat, and so on and so forth. So going into the stone axe, we need a stick, a rope, and a splinter. We have everything. Let's go ahead and select that. We need 1. And then I think eventually I'm going to remove this and move that back to my inventory until I build a chest. But while we're doing this, let's go back onto the bonfire and see if we have enough ember. Or at least some. So spacebar, boop. It gives us the progress on what we're doing. So we have 3 glowing ember already done. So we can take those. So now we can go back into our crafting screen by hitting the C button. And now we have the axe. And I'm going to put that in slot number 2. We have enough to build the stone pick. I don't see any reason why we don't. But let's take a look. Nope, we need stick and we need rope. So let's go ahead and arm the axe, and let's start some deforestation. This usually takes about 9 whacks, give or take. Okay, 6. So now we have logs, coconuts, and more logs. And give me just 1 second. Okay, so bonfire is done. We can get more glowing embers. When everything is finished, we have the opportunity to... We have a notification, so we don't forget, which is a nice little piece, too. I'll talk about that at a later time. I know, I'm smiling. Weird, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and do some more palm stuff, because we need all palm branches for rope. Control the heart, do all that. Usually from smaller flora, like bushes, that will give us more branches and sticks, whereas the bigger things, such as trees, will garner more... There you go. Logs, which we'll need to build more things. And obviously this is good too. So we got that done. There we go, more of that. Let's go ahead and craft a lot more. Now that we're starting to get more and more of that, we're going to get 4 rope. That's good news. While we're over here, I'm going to grab this. And then we're going to make some more. Never mind, we don't have any sticks. Okay, so from there... There we go, there's more leaves, hooray. Oh yeah, these little bushes over here. Palm leaves will not give you sticks, but some more of these deciduous looking things, oh, we got another splinter, will give you more sticks. There we go, we got plenty of sticks. Let's go ahead and throw this in here, make some more ember, because once again, we need ember for things like building an anvil, a blast furnace, and other things. I usually, enough time into it, I'll try to keep a selection of maybe like at least 12 glowing ember. Now that we got that going on, we can build our stone. Nope, we need more rope, okay? Well, now we have rope. Who would have thought? So, recipes, stone pick. And this is used for mining rocks and ores and whatnot. So this will take a little bit longer, but while we're doing this, we're going to go here and we're going to raid the sunflowers. This is my big stamina booster. I don't like using coconuts, so we have plenty of sunflower seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and go into inventory and move that to slot 8. Now, by doing that, you see the bar. You cannot do anything until after the green bar is fully gone. Swing, swing. Boop. Okay. So we're okay for starters. So now that we're done with the stone pick, we can take this and we'll move it to slot 3. Once again, this is just how I do it. You can do it in whatever way you feel like. But while we're doing this, let's go ahead and build some more rope. Once the mouse decides to start working again. Yeah, let's do 3 more rope. Okay, cool. And as you get further into the game, like what I do, I tend to... Boop. Okay. I tend to build bonfires at the major entrances to my campsite. So when I'm out there fighting or harvesting or exploring... actually, one other thing I do want to show you, we do have the map here. So this tells you where certain things are. So if we move further away to the north, you see this red dot here? That's our bonfire. Okay, so now that we've kind of done most of this, actually, let's grab more rope. Let's look at our quests. More tools, we need logs and stone, which we're going to get to. Or we got to go mining. That's the more arduous process. So let's go ahead and cut down some more trees because, you know, we do this for the master builder. 5 points if you get that reference. Bam, and bam. Okay, cool. Logs are done, and now we're going to just get a little bit more from the palm leaves, and then we're going to mine some stone. Bam. So let's go ahead and arm our pick, and now we're going to do this. So by holding on the spacebar, it tells us, okay, so we have iron ore. You can get iron ore, or you can get stone or other minerals. Iron ore we're going to need later on to mine ingots. More ore, that's great. There we go, that's a stone. So if it doesn't have like the red on it, that usually means that it is stone. More stone. There we go. So we got plenty of stone now. So now we finished the more tools. Now we have to go mining. Now here we go. This shows us exactly what we need to do. So we need to find 5 sand, 5 clay, and 5 soil. And this is all color-coded. So, for example, we saw some weird reddish stuff over here. So we're going to pull the digging stick. This is clay. So we're just going to arm the digging stick with in slot 4. And now we're going to start digging. See? Clay. And actually, let's go ahead and eat a coconut to maximize our stamina system. See how the bar goes down a lot slower? That gives us a chance to regain more stamina. Now, we're going to have to mine a lot more of this later on. Once again, I'm just here to show you guys the ropes. So now we go over this black patch over here. We have dirt. Or soil. And I'm not talking about the band. My little halo. Shout out to Harkup. You're the only one that's going to get that reference. Well, I mean, at least you're getting your squats in there, Mr. Bubblebutt. So we need 5 sand now. Okay, cool. So now let's go down here to the beach. Now, usually off camera, I would spend a lot more time mining before I forge ahead in the game. But for now, once again, I just want to show you guys the basics. Now, we got to get new level, so let's go to the characteristics screen. Oh yeah, I talked about the temperature outside too, I forgot about that. So our armor's still pretty low. Now we switch over there, now we can actually see what our damage is depending on what we're doing. So like then we have the, going from the knife to the axe, we have our damage, and we have our armor. Since when we get more armor, like loincloths and shirts and whatnot, our armor will go up. Let's go next level. So we've gotten plenty of ember, logs. Now see how we need to get more sand? Exactly. This game can be a bit of a bait and switch. Now here's the other thing too, is once everything is done for those things, for the levels, sometimes it disappears. So now we got that. Let's go back to the characteristics screen. Let's finish that up. Boom, boom, all's done. Hey. So now let's look at our next quest line. Create a coal smoker and get some coal and the first battle. Now this is where we want to get the stone mace. So we're not gonna waste any time with the mace. We'll need a hammer later on, but notice our damage goes from 12 to 20, and we have the materials right now. So let's go ahead and do this. Grab a mace. And then we'll actually get rid of the stone knife, put it back in our inventory so we can start doing that. And while we're at it, let's go to the build screen, constructions, and get a smoker. Now we need 5 clay and 15 sand, so let's actually just say, forget that for now. Go to constructions, look at the blast furnace. Never mind, we need lots of stuff. So we are going to have to go back and get clay and sand. And notice how we have no more sand in our inventory because, well, when we leveled, bye-bye now. Now, once again, this may seem boring, but once you get the lay of the land, once these tutorial stages are done, there we go, you really have a lot more freedom. It gives you quests throughout the course of the game to go through the island, through the area, through into the interior. But you have a lot more freedom to build what you want, to design what you want. You can move stuff around. You can build more. Excellent. Grab that. Oop. And we're going to put this in slot number 1 because that's our best bet. We're going to go ahead and put this here. We'll build a chest at some point. Probably off camera. But let's see. We have 8 sand. That's good for us. Now, you don't have to build things immediately next to each other. This isn't like an RTS where you have to build things at a certain proximity, otherwise it doesn't work. So you could build something here on the beach, or you could go way off into the interior and build something there. It doesn't matter. Let's look at here. Okay, we need 1 more sand, and then I think we need to get some clay. And then I think once we finish building that, that will be where we stop. Actually, we'll probably see about getting into a battle. So while we're doing this, let's build a coal smoker. We need 10 more clay. So let's go back up here. We need to get 5 more clay. And then while that's building, I will actually go in so I can show you kind of what the battle sequence is. And then we'll call it a session. Okay, that's work. I'll get back to that later. Flip my phone over. 8, 2 more. Now sometimes when you're digging, things will not pop out. I don't know if that's just RNG or if you literally exhausted it at one slot. But, there we go. So you move to a different spot once pretty much something has been exhausted. There's no shortage of dirt. Rocks eventually will peter out. So now we're going to go back to our bonfire, go to the build screen, and build a coal smoker. We have the logs, now we have all the soil. And I just like to put it right there next to it. So now, while that's building, that's going to take a hot second. We are going to go into the interior. Now, I always look for the sunflowers, because that's always kind of my gateway back to the beach. And it's never a shortage of things that we can tap into. Now, be sure to switch to the axe when you are harvesting, because not often... I don't even think... And actually, there's a goblin right there. Let's go ahead and pop some of these. And actually, before we do that any further, the first battle, we need copper coins and gold coins. And we can only get that from killing goblins. Maybe monsters, but I've never really seen any. Oh, I see you little... Okay, cool. Let me kill this guy. There we go. We got a copper coin. That's grand. Kind of looks like Stitch, doesn't it? Axe does noticeably less damage than the mace. Okay, we got some more coinage. Okay, so here we go with the combat system. Now we say we have copper coins already. We need 15 of those to move on to the next level. Now, combat is extremely arduous because I feel like until you get like a much faster weapon, it's not real. It's just, you've got to just strike first. Now, when you start getting more wildlife... Okay, sweet. We got more gold coins. When you start approaching more wildlife, like foxes and wild boars, they will run away as it gets closer to dying. They get a little of their health back, and they come back twice as much of a pain in the ass. Now, for those of y'all that just think, okay, we're going to go in and have a punch fest, trust me, you do not want to get into a kicking contest with a wild boar. It will not be a good end. And when you do die in the game, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when you die in-game, you lose resources. Whether it's on your person or whether it's in your chest. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if it's in your chest too, but I know it is on your person. But when it comes to combat placement for whatever wildlife you encounter, it's all RNG. So when you think this area is an area you've mastered, also, you want to be able to have single combat until you get a better weapon. The number of times that I have had to fight multiple goblins in my altogether, not fun. Okay, so now we got copper coins. You need 5 more copper coins. Gold coins are a lot more of a pain to harvest. I think it's just on the chief. But since we're in this area, we're going to switch to the axe, and we are going to cut down some apples, because this is a source of stamina and goblins. Or copper, okay. Stamina and health. So if you can find an apple tree and... Grab a coconut too while we're at it. More copper, good. Plenty of apples and sticks. So we're going to take the 5 apples, health and stamina. This is massive. If you can get a source that taps into both sides of the equation, more copper. Copper's good. There we go. More apples. Okay, so let's look at our stuff. We're almost enough copper, and we almost have enough gold. I think, once again, the only time you can get gold coins is from killing goblin chiefs. So here we are into the interior. We're on the hunt, but we want to be careful that we don't get rooted by other wildlife, because, once again, you will not have a good time. The number of times that I've been in the middle of a combat with goblins and a bear decides to come in, it's bad news, y'all. Let's go and eat an apple. We have 3 more goblins here, so let's just wait a second. Never mind, we got... I see a chief over here, so we might get some gold out of that guy. Is this the chief? I forget. No, more copper. So we got enough copper coins. That's another underling. Let's go ahead and have a strawberry. Heal ourselves up a bit. Oh. Alright, so we got twin stitches here. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. And there's some chickens over there. Quith. Alright, so we got enough stuff. So let's go ahead and go back to base camp, away from the horde. Now, health will slowly regenerate over time. But that's why I tend to have enough resources available in order to gather my stuff. So actually, while we're over here, we can actually make some coal. So we have coinage. Gold, I am not too concerned about. Alright, copper I'm not, because that's a dime a dozen. But let's go over here to the coal smoker. Let's grab some more ember. Boop. And done. And now, coal smoker, recipes, and 5 coal. We need glowing ember and logs. So let's just go ahead and just rack up 10 of those. And now, let's look at the blast furnace, which we need a lot of, mainly stone. This is probably going to take a while, y'all, so I've been playing for about 45 minutes, but I think this is probably as good of a place as any to stop. You got to see the intro, the world building elements, the combat, and the exploration. Now, once again, if this is something you enjoy, I really recommend it. Even if you like something like Stardew Valley. Got 11 stone. Never mind. This might not take as bad as I thought. Let's see if we can get 3 more stone. I really do recommend this, y'all. Once again, if you like casual world-building elements, once again, like Stardew, or maybe Farm Together with some combat behind it, I recommend this game entirely. It really is relaxing, just to kind of, at the end of the day, you don't want to play something that's too plot-intensive. You just want to do some exploring, you just want to do some building, or maybe even just kill some stuff out of sheer frustration. Okay, cool, we got that. And then, hang on, boop, boop. 5 clay, 5 sand. You know what? Let's do this. It's a lot of fun, guys. I mean, to each their own. I never thought I would get into a world-building game, but I need more games I can just casually chill out and play. When I'm not recording. Okay, now you see how we're walking? It's because our stamina is pretty much, like, dead. That means combat becomes a lot more arduous, so let's go ahead and eat some more. Let's get 5 of that. There we go. Actually, let me check something real quick. Okay. Everything's already been done. So we need to check on Ember. 2 more. Move a little further out. Alright, cool. So now, let's go back over here and we'll build the blast furnace next to the... Sorry, rabbit. Construction. Blast furnace. Boom. Over here. So now we have our core elements that are being right next to each other so we can harvest coal. So we've gotten some coal done. We've got more of that. We've got... a bonfire. Once again, let's build some more ember, or craft it. And then once we finish the blast furnace, we will be able to mine for or get certain things that we can build more weapons, things for a house, fences, that kind of thing. So, while this is being built, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. If you like to see more one-on-one videos of games that I have extensive time in, please let me know in the comments below. But also, let me know what you think of this game. What do you think of the exploration, the combat, the world building, the resource management? Let me know. I read every comment, and I try to reply to every comment, and I will be replying to all the comments that I put to the wayside in the over the past couple of months. I do promise that. And hey, once again, if you like videos like this, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you don't, give it a big old thumbs down. It lets me know what works and what doesn't work for the project. As, of course, a big thank you to Christoph Frey for being a sponsor of the Boogie Night project. If you like low-poly horror games with emphasis on character development, plot, ambience, fear factor, check him out. Links in the description below as well. I guarantee you will not be let down. So with that being said, before I call it a night, if you like the Boogie Night project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel, and links to both those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily defunct Twitch page. And hey, this would not be possible without the help of my incredibly attractive patrons. You'll see their names fly by. If you want to do a little bit more to support the Boogie Night project, I do have a Patreon. Link is in the description below as well. Or for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to exclusive content such as patron-only section of my Discord, as well as patron-exclusive uploads, and I am doing patron requests. In fact, I've just started a good one for one of my Patron Cabal members, and I'm enjoying it very much, and I think they are enjoying it as well. And just know that all the investments that I'm getting from Patreon are going strictly towards a new computer, new equipment, and new everything, just so I can give you guys a better experience. Although, occasionally, I have been using the funds for coffee. So a very, very big thank you to my Patron Cabal. My gratitude knows no bounds. Once again, if you want to do a little something for the project, that's the best way to do it, alongside liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. So otherwise, with that being said, I hope you guys have a very good night. A very Merry Christmas to those that celebrate it. And I will probably get one more video done before the end of this year, and then, as I've said, I'm going to be taking 2 weeks off. Otherwise, have a wonderful time, and I will catch y'all on the flip side, alright? Peace.